Origin was a waitlist promise when Cursor first introduced it. Today, that changes. Cursor's code hosting platform is live, and the headline is bigger than another place to store Git repositories. Origin puts repositories, agents, pull requests, and review inside the same product. But is this actually a GitHub replacement, or just Cursor wrapping GitHub with a cleaner agent layer? Here is what the official launch video proves, what the documentation adds, and the boundary that keeps this from being a simple migration decision. Start with the moving evidence. Cursor opens the codebase area, enters a repository name, and presses Create Repo. That is a real native repository flow, not a static marketing screenshot. The next beat switches to sync from GitHub and returns to a populated repository list. Then the clip moves into a pull request, opens a code-level context menu with Ask Cursor, shows all checks passed, and ends on Squash and Merge. Those are 3 distinct workflows: create, synchronize, and review through merge. The footage is short, but it proves that the product surface exists and that Cursor has connected the essential states into one path. It does not prove reliability, security, or performance at team scale. Also notice the last partner sequence. BuildKite, Depot, and Versal appear as launch cards. Those are claims, not moving demonstrations, so they should not carry the same evidentiary weight as the repository and pull request footage. The documentation fills in the product map. Origin is in early beta and is available on Cursor's paid plans. Enterprise administrators can opt out. Native repositories can be created in the Codebase tab, cloned and pushed through a normal Git workflow, and managed through repository pages and pull requests. The more interesting option is GitHub synchronization. Cursor says you can import repositories and collaborators while GitHub remains the source of truth. Origin keeps a real-time copy, but pushes continue through to GitHub. Pull requests include a timeline, commits, checks, changed files, comments, and merge controls. Discussions are designed to move between Cursor and GitHub. Agents are also available in each repository. Cursor documents that an agent can answer questions, make changes, update a pull request, or push a new branch. This is the strategic move. Cursor is not trying to win by inventing Git again. It is trying to make code hosting the shared control plane for the editor, cloud agents, bugbot, and review. That integration story is also where the current boundaries matter. A GitHub synced repository is not a full migration. GitHub is still canonical, and Cursor is maintaining a synchronized copy. Cursor's documentation also says Origin apps cannot access repositories mirrored in from GitHub. That means the app and API story is not yet uniform across native and synchronized repositories. The API is early beta, the overall platform is early beta, and the public launch materials do not answer every enterprise question about compliance, policy controls, audit depth, recovery, pricing behavior, or operational guarantees. None of that makes Origin weak. It makes the product early. For a team already running Cursor agents and bugbot, the benefit is obvious: less context switching and a tighter loop from issue to code to review. For a GitHub native organization with mature actions, marketplace integrations, security policy, and reporting, Origin may add a second control surface before it removes one. The right test is not whether it can host Git. The test is whether the agent native workflow saves enough time to justify that new dependency. My verdict: Origin is one of Cursor's most important product moves, but it is not yet a universal GitHub replacement. Product direction gets a 9 out of 10. The launch proves a coherent create, sync, review, and merge surface. Current migration readiness is closer to 6 out of 10 because the beta label, synchronized repository boundary, and unanswered enterprise details still matter. The best fit today is a paid Cursor team that already trusts its agents and wants hosting to become part of that loop. Everyone else should watch the native repository path, the API, and the integration model before moving critical workflows. Origin is live. The Rail review begins when teams use it under load. If you want the official launch post, changelog, and documentation, every source is linked below. Subscribe for more source-grounded AI product reviews without the launch day fog.